Bryce, will you shut up for a minute? We gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas tonight.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I figured I'd take some time to do a clarification video on my 5 lines along with my 3-3-2 strategy. And I can understand the comments that I'm getting or have gotten from people not being able to find the videos or what have you, or don't understand really how to incorporate it, but it's pretty simple actually. So I figured I'd just clarify it, but I'm going to go ahead and challenge myself to give you an idea of how you can do it with a very, very minimum bankroll of 50 bucks. We're going to do it with 50 bucks, and I'm going to build it up to about, I don't know, $100. And then at that point, I'm going to use $100 out of my original session bankroll for a total of $200 and move up to the next level. So what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to mix up the lines. Now it really doesn't matter what line you go on. 5 lines is 5 lines. But in plotting the wheel, okay, I found the most success by switching these 2 areas around. These 2 are going to be covered, so the only area I really need to worry about is switching every 2-3 rolls to cover different lines, because it's my belief that simulators or whatever track your patterns, or I don't know. That's just my theory, and I think also the same thing is true for the consoles in a regular casino that offer roulette. So having said that, let's go ahead and get started. I need to wait for a losing number, but for all intents and purposes, and let me go ahead and pause the video. I forgot I could do that. Okay, 4 spins later, I came up with a 0, so I will go with that. Again, doing the 5 lines, you have 8 losing numbers. Doing the 3-3-2, you only have 6 losing numbers. What's nice about it is plotted on the wheel to have very minimum gaps. You might have 1 space, 2 space, and then a large group, and then 1 space, and then a large group, and then... Now, I understand each roll has the exact same odds of coming in. I mean, I get that, 1 out of 38. But at the same time, I think you're minimizing your expectations and probability of that ball falling in that hole is what I'm trying to say, because there's such a limited gap. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be flipping around in these 2 areas, which is fine because it doesn't affect the wheel. Now, if I do any more than that, then you're going to have larger gaps. I've seen one in my setups and my plotting that I've done on the wheels, how some have like 3-4 gaps. That, to me, is no bueno. I don't like it. So anyway, let's start off with the 5 rolls, 5 lines. And having said that, being that I'm playing very conservative, if you watch my other videos, I'm playing aggressively as if I'm practicing, but that's with considering a larger bankroll. This, of course, is starting with a mere 50 bucks, you know. So I'm going to go for 2 rolls. 1, 2. And the one thing I forgot to tell you is you want to do back to back. After the number comes in, you want to roll it out, because you want to prevent a back-to-back loss, which doesn't happen very often at all, trust me, but it does happen, and it kind of sucks. So that's kind of one way that I thought of that can circumvent that. So now I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to drop it all the way down to the $1 unit. And I know what you're thinking. God, you're doing $1, $5 for a $1 win. Excuse me, my thought is, that's $1. So anyway, that all adds up when you're starting off. And I'm only going to do this for 2 rolls. Remember, you're going very conservative at it, and you're trying the best you can to minimize the odds and the 80% of that other number coming in. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You have the general idea. Remember, this is the 2-2 at the very starting level. Start at 5, drop down to 1. Total investment is literally $25 if you really think about it. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to build it up, and I'll come back to you. So hold tight. Okay, I went ahead and I worked it up to 60 bucks. In that process, the final spin came up and it was a 13. So what I want to do is I want to roll it or spin it. Now I'm getting my craps and roulette mixed up because I've been doing some craps videos. So just to prevent a back-to-back loss, which can really be a pain, and the number was 13. If you kind of watch my 4 line, I'm kind of have a strange, odd theory that, anyway. So anyway, having said that, I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to go back to my 5 level, and I'm going to mix it up for 2 spins. Now, you might be thinking, and this is what a lot of people think, oh my God, that's a big gap. If you plot these on a wheel, they're not that big of a gap. And another thing I want to bring up in quick little conversation here is how people normally play roulette. When you watch them in a casino, they're dumping money in here and they're doing this, just randomly plotting numbers and blah blah blah. And yes, even though I know the same number has the exact same odds of coming in, I completely get that. They're not taking into consideration that if they place 5 numbers, you might have one number here and a gap of this, and then a one number here and then another gap, or maybe 2 together and a huge gap. You're kind of shooting for the stars, and they've done that 4 or 5 times, and they're not losing. And what do? They keep putting 3, 4 chips up, and they finally win. They jump up and down, and they think it's the best thing in the world when those 3 units they had up there doesn't pay for what was on the board plus all the previous rolls or spins. So as a result, they got that additional rush of dopamine in their brains, and now they're excited to throw more money down. I don't get that. So anyway, having said that, let's go ahead and do 2 rolls. See, I mentioned if you watch my 4-line videos, which has to do with patterns and how I noticed patterns, and how within 10 spins there's the same numbers always seem to appear within the same line. So I took advantage of that, and had I not have taken advantage of that, it would have been another loss. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time, and there is the other loss. So considering I'm up 40, I have no problems going ahead and doubling that to 50, dipping in a little bit in the bankroll, and hitting it for 2 times. 1. I'm going to reset that center. And then 2, and I'm back to my 60. So that was no big deal. In that situation, I want to go ahead and that was what you do the first time you're up. Wait, that didn't count. Here I am talking, and I didn't even take advantage of the benefits of going at that level. When I was at the 60 level, when I hit 60, what I want to do is I want to roll it for just 1, okay? And then I want to shut it down, accept my $10 win, and I'm going to revert back to my 10 line or my $5 lines, or regress, for just 2 rolls or spins. There I go again. Okay, and I want to go ahead and shut it down. Now, I haven't seen, again, a losing number in a while, so I want to keep note of exactly what's going on, because everything from all these sessions that I played, anything more than 5 rolls, and you're really increasing it, because again, only 80% of the board is covered roughly. So really stretching it. So anyway, let me pause the video and wait for a losing number. Okay, about, I think it was 8 spins later, finally get the losing number 0. I spun it one more time. Now right here I'm going to do it, where was I? I'm just going to hit it here for 2. And I'm going to regress down to my 1s. Because again, if you lose, you're losing $5 instead of a larger amount at this lower level. And you hit it for 2. Okay, and then you pause it once again, and you roll it out until you have a losing number, which I understand is a grind, but if you can't sit around and wait, you know what you do? You cash out your ticket. You know, right now I'm up to $92. I've almost doubled my original 50 starting bankroll, and I really only dipped into that other $25, I think, just once. So we're in the red. You know what? Cash out the ticket if you don't want to wait. Go have a drink, go meet up with your buddies, and come back and start off. So hang tight. Let me go ahead and wait for a losing number, and I'll show you how to take it from there. You know, I went ahead and I got bored, and I didn't want to spin it out. As you will probably get bored, and in that time, of course, you can go ahead and you can cash out your ticket and take a break, get a cup of coffee or orange juice, or go to dinner with your buddies, or I don't know, meet up with your girlfriend and do what boyfriends and girlfriends do. But anyway, besides that, I figured now I've built up enough bankroll, roughly $100, that I'm ready to start my 332 method. And the way I want you to do it, again, you're going to think it's kind of silly, but start off at the $2 level. Yes, technically you can start off with a 5. But again, the way I approach things when I'm gambling is, my purpose for gambling is to have fun. I want to make money. I look at gambling as a business situation that I want to benefit from. Not everybody thinks the same way I do, and you know, that's their prerogative, and it makes them happy. What makes me happy is leaving Las Vegas a winner with the least amount of money at risk. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to start off with my $2 units, and I'm going to go for 3, 3, 2. Okay, now yeah, this cover, the only losing numbers here is this section, this number, and this number. For 80, I think it's 84% of the board, because there are only 6 losing numbers. Now, this is this section. If you were to do a mirror image of this and place your $2 units over on this side and cover these numbers, you will find that there is a large section of winning number with 1. Large section with 1. Empty 1. Large section with 1. Empty 1. On this section right here, the only true double back-to-back that has is the 27 and the 0. Those are the only 2 here that have this gap. So technically, yeah, you can start over here. But again, flipping back and forth is something that you can consider. After one of these numbers is hit, right? You do it one more time, and then you flip over here. So you're just flip-flopping, okay? But for this situation, I'm going to start here. I'm going to go for 1. Again, just to build the discipline. It's very important to build this discipline early on and exercise it, okay? Now, I'm going to shut down, okay? And I'm going to pause the video and wait till either a 3 or a 6, 7, 10, or a 27, 30, and these 2. Forget the zeros. There's really nothing you can do about those. So go ahead and hang tight. Okay, I've waited for one of my losing numbers. Once again, in this scenario, it's going to be 3, 6, 7, 10, 27, 30, 31, and 34. Why do I choose these 2 to flip-flop back in between? Is because the minimum gaps that you're going to have all around the whole wheel. Now, I understand every ball has the same odds of coming, and I get that. But I want to try to minimize that and take things from there. Hang on a second, Logan. Hang on a second, guys. Let me let the dogs out. 1 second. Okay, let me see. Once before the 6 came in. And I'm going to roll it one more time to ensure I don't get a back-to-back loss. It's good to get in the habit of doing that because it sucks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off, I'm going to clear this, and I'm just going to do a simple mirror image of what's on the other side. And hit it for 2. And then you can go for 3, and you're going to be perfectly comfortable in doing so. I again like to, because it's a comfort zone for me, because sometimes I forget and lose track pretty easily. I could be in the middle of saying something and just like that I forget what I'm saying. So that's a comfort zone for me. I suggest it highly for you too. So anyway, having done that, I'm going to wait for losing number, and then I will be at a nice, comfortable bankroll, which I am right now. I'm up $50. And so for that in mind, let me go ahead and pause this. I want to wait again for a 3, 6, 7, 9, 27, 30, or 31 and 34 to come in. Okay, in the process of me loading up the board and waiting for a number to hit, I went ahead and forgot to clear it, or something happened. I can't remember what happened. But I think I went an extra spin or something like that, so now I'm up to 135. So that's what you have to be careful of, is at least doing it on a simulator, just remember to clear it out. And anyway, so now I'm at the 130, up to $135. Now I'm comfortable taking it a step further, okay, and now going for my comfortable $5 level. And the last losing number was 6, so because of that I'm going to start over. Wait, I didn't wait for the double spin, okay, and then I'm going to start again over here with the 3, 3, and 2. Oops, I gotta remember to hit that. That's probably how I messed up before, is I didn't have enough change on there. So anyway, I'm gonna hit this for 2. And there's a loss, so I'm going to double it to 10, which won't, again, take me into my bankroll at all. And I'm going to take it for 2. So it roughly brings me up a little bit less. And then at that level, the other thing I'm looking for is I'm waiting for the 27, 31, and 34 to come in, so I know to flip sides. And wait, of course, for that other losing number. So it's just a flip-flop game. Okay. So for that reason, I'm just going to go one more. Okay. Now I'm up to where I was before. I'm going to drop down to my previous level, which was set up 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I remember to do that. And I'm going to do it. I was at the 10. I'm going to do it once. Oh, I forgot. I need to regress down. My bad. So, having said that, I'm going to now take it down to 2 instead of 1. And I think I've gone too many spins, so I'm comfortable with it though. I'm just going to go 1, I'm going to double it again for 2. And I'll just do it one more. See, it's comfortable doing this because if you forget, you just hit it again. Heck, I can go ahead and hit it again, and you know it's comfortable that way. So now with that in mind, I would have gone out. No, I should have increased to the 5 level. That's my bad. I forgot. But we recovered on the 2. Actually, I did double it, so we're cool. And now that I'm at that, I'm going to start over. God, did 27 or 30 come in? No, it hasn't. Not that that matters. I'm going to still start at the lower level. Gosh, I'm getting confused, guys. Hang on a second. Let me think about this. Okay, since I couldn't remember what was going on, I just went ahead and spun it out. The 34 came up. So now that I know the 34 came up, I'm going to roll it one more time to prevent a back-to-back at this area right here. And I see it's not a back-to-back. Not that that really changes anything again, because I'm still, every number has the same odds, but you know. So anyway, I'm now up to 137. I'm going to do one more 2. Okay, considering I was aiming for these numbers. Now in waiting for a number again, you want to wait for the 3, 6, 7, 9, 30, 33, 31, 34. And again, the reason why is it's the flip mirror image that represents the gaps on the wheel and the least amount of gaps. Any other combination, I've played around with several of them, has more gaps. So having said that, I'm going to go for 2. See, there's a 3. So whichever side, go for it. All right, when you're waiting for a number to come up. I go for 2. There's my second one. Now, clear it out. I'm at 150. I'm up $100 from where I started from with my original bankroll. Actually, I have my original bankroll, and now I'm at 147. I think that makes sense. So yeah, and typically it would have been 2 hours of play at $50, maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know. If you're waiting for the numbers to roll out, we'll call it 3. And now I'm ready for my $10 level. Okay. So, that was 2 spins I did. So starting at the 10, okay. Okay. Now I spin it for 2. Okay, I lose that amount. I'm going to go ahead and double it for 2. And just play a little catch up with it. I've gone for 2. Let me go ahead and pause it, and I'll do a couple more after I get the other number to bring it back up to the... So yeah, technically after you've doubled it, it's going to be 4 rolls. I'm sorry, at this level 4 spins for each one where you lose one. So if you need to go 2 and you need to turn it off and wait, so remember it's just 4 and then you're right back where you started. So I'm going to, in that case, clear it out. I'm going to wait for a losing number, either the 31, 34, or the 3, 6, whatever, and we'll take it from there. Hang tight. Okay, about 5 or 6 spins later, the 30 came in. I'm going to roll it one more time or spin it one more time to prevent a double back-to-back. And see, there's a back-to-back, so it does happen. So now that I have it at that level and I'd had a back-to-back, the odds of any of these 6 numbers coming in again have drastically reduced in the sense of you're thinking about expectations and probability. So anyway, with that in mind, I'm going to go for 2 more. Okay, and you know, for shits and giggles, let's go 1 more just to deviate from things. All right, so now I'm up $217. Now, with that level, that's pretty good. You just turned 50 bucks into $217 house profit. All right, that's pretty cool. I know this is a long video, but it is a good demonstration on how you can build up a bankroll and do so and be into house money quite quickly. If you had any questions about this, go ahead and comment below and I'll go ahead and try to explain a little bit better. Or better yet, just go ahead and watch this video and practice it. But remember, the key is 2 rolls. And with that, a couple times I didn't regress down for 2 spins. And I could have done that, but you know what, I didn't. And either way, because I didn't, 217 bucks.